Yeah, we got a great story unfolding right before our eyes here, Erica. We're actually on the west side. As you mentioned, Dave Spalding, a military veteran, the trailer that he uses to haul his scooter got stolen, severely limiting his mobility. Just in the last few minutes, though, motorcycle club Warrior Breed dropped this brand new donated trailer off here to Dave's house. I'm going to grab Tyler here. He's with Warrior Breed. They're out of Marion, Indiana. They drove here on their motorcycles, towing the trailer. How did you guys hear about this story, and what inspired you to get involved to help Dave?
We saw the story. One of our members saw the story aired this morning on the news and sent it up the chain there. And we just started reaching out and emailing as many people as we could, trying to make sure that we could, get a hold of somebody. And
you were able to get some help from Lowe's to get the trailer. You also hooked Dave up with some gift cards and stuff?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Marion Lowe's provided the trailer. They gave us a really great deal on it. We are a 501c3, not-for-profit, so... but yeah, and then yeah, they hooked us up with the trailer.
Let me go over to Dave. Dave, what are your thoughts? What are your emotions right now after you got the trailer stolen, to kind of be on the other side of the coin and see the good spirit of these gentlemen hooking you up here?
It's hard to answer, because involvement and dedication like this and commitment, we could all take notes. And for what they've done, I'm very, very grateful.
He's experienced the worst in humanity Saturday to the best of humanity, and now today. For now, we're live on the west side. Chance Walser, RTV6.
Great ending to that story. Thank you for bringing it to us, Chance. And now to the aftermath of a terror attack that killed 22 people and injured 59 more in Manchester, England. This vigil was outside the Manchester Cathedral for the victims of last night's suicide bombing at the Ariana Grande concert. In London, the royal family paused to remember those who died in the attack. Tonight, survivors are reliving that terrifying moment when a night of family fun went horribly wrong.
We just ran. I don't really know which entrance we came out of. We just ran.
Several families are still looking for loved ones tonight. Among those killed, an 8-year-old girl and an 18-year-old student who took a photo with Ariana Grande in 2015. British police are still trying to establish if suspect Salman Abedi acted alone or was working with a wider network. Abedi died during the explosion. Police have raided several homes in the Manchester area. And British officials have just increased the terror threat level from severe to critical, meaning they believe another attack is imminent. The Manchester attack is raising concerns about big events around the world, including our very own Indianapolis 500. Call 6 Investigates' Paris Lubell spoke with police and IMS officials today.
Melissa, good evening. We're told police here in Indianapolis have already been in contact with their counterparts in the UK discussing potential threats. We've also confirmed today that Vice President Pence will be here, adding a whole nother layer of security at IMS. Right now, IMS says you will see more security personnel at the track, going through bags and coolers in wake of the Manchester bombing. But there will be a lot of security measures that you won't be able to see. Part of what you can't see will be at the city's Regional Operations Center. Call 6 Investigates got an exclusive look inside as preparations were being made for race week. Starting Thursday night, this center, along with additional secret command posts, will be staffed 24/7, keeping an eye on the city. At the center, police will be in constant communication with law enforcement at the track and federal and international partners to share intelligence and threat assessments.
We get that information, we get it very timely, and specifically to Indianapolis, if there are threats or specific enough that we need to worry about, those are communicated fairly quickly and we're able to get on them. We have not received any credible specific threats to any of the events in Indianapolis in the upcoming week.
Right now, IMS says they don't plan to change any rules on what you can bring in or what you can't. One of the other big threats is vehicle ramming attacks. The threat's so big, the Department of Homeland Security issued a law enforcement bulletin to different police departments, letting them know of the threat. It's something IMS is taking very seriously, and what they're doing about it is coming up on the news at 6. Reporting in the city's Regional Operations Center, I'm Call 6 Investigates, Paris Lubell.
A federal lawsuit has been filed against the city of Greenwood because of an officer's use of his taser against a citizen. It all happened in May of last year. RTV6's Derek Thomas reports the lawsuit calls that use brutal and deadly.
The taser is supposed to deliver less than deadly force, but in this case, 30-year-old Charlie Tadero died. He didn't die immediately, but he did die 2 weeks later at the hospital. In front of the federal courthouse, his attorneys contend the barrage of tasing caused his organs to fail.
The violation of the Fourth Amendment is a use of deadly force without a justifiable basis. We allege that using a taser 16 times for a minute and a half by any standard is grossly excessive, particularly when there's no reason to use that taser in the first place.
Police say on May 29th of last year, Tadero was walking in and out of traffic on Madison Avenue just south of Fry Road. He had a Bible in his hand and was mourning the loss of his father. But his mother says he shouldn't have been treated the way he was.
You can't take something like this lightly. A life was taken, and we're all in shock. I mean, how could this have happened in a civilized world? But here we are, where weapons are being used on unarmed citizens.
In a statement, the City of Greenwood attorney Krista Taggart told RTV6 the city disputes many of the factual allegations contained in the complaint and denies all claims. Due to the pendency of the litigation, the city will have no further comment at this time. Attorney Art says he expects a jury trial that will result in justice for his clients. Derek Thomas, RTV6.
Tadero did have an extensive criminal history with Greenwood police dating back to when he was 13 years old. Most of the offenses were alcohol related. And that startling and strange sound in your house, have you ever thought about what you would do if someone broke into your home while you were still there? Tonight, RTV6's Mark Mullins is working for you, looking into ways you can stay safe and ready at a time every second counts.
You've seen the video online, on the news, home security camera clip showing brazen, violent break-ins. What if this was your home? What if this happened to you? We did some digging and found out so far this year in Marion County, there have been 24 home break-ins, home burglaries in which an assault also happened. So what would you do in the first moments of a home invasion? Security experts we turn to say those moments could be so critical to the outcome of the situation. But they also say there are so many variables that play a role in handling a home break-in.
You have to think about this. Are you there by yourself? Do you have family members that you have to protect? Do you have guests that are in your home? There's a whole lot of different scenarios. You can run, you can flee the area, which is always a great option. You can stay and hide, or you can fight. And you have to plan for all those because every situation is different.
Think about what you would do and then compare that to what our security experts say. Tonight at 11, what you should keep in mind before you find yourself in a tense, scary situation, we turn to the experts to keep you safe. Don't miss 6 things to think about before a home invasion here on RTV6 at 11.
Storm Team 6 tracking the return of rain as we take in the view from our Weather Now cameras. Right now, nice and dry, but a big change tomorrow. Let's get the outlook now from Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory.
This month, we're never far away from our next rain, are we? Temperatures, they're nice. They're in the 70s. It's 75 in Shelbyville, 70 in Bargersville. Other temperatures, low 70s, especially to the east. If you get north and west, it's a little bit cooler because cloud cover has been thicker and we've had some light showers on a line from Lafayette toward Monticello, Logansport, and northwest. The showers will impact western Indiana first. You'll get another area of rain into Warren County, let's say just to the northwest of Williamsport and Attica up to Fowler, and then maybe toward Monticello as well. There they are, moving from southwest to northeast as they cut across portions of the state. They're more back to the west. That's what will increase our chance for rain after midnight, and we'll have some showers around first thing in the morning. Here are your overnight temperatures from around 60. At 11 o'clock, we'll wake up with showers in western Indiana and temperatures in the 50s.
The Brickyard 400 will be held during a new month starting next year. Speedway officials say the annual NASCAR event will be moved to September 9th in 2018 and serve as the final race of the regular season. Traditionally, the race has taken place in July or August since 1994. The 2017 Brickyard 400 will be held on July 23rd at the Speedway. The police chase that ended in a deadly crash. Tonight we talked to the woman who tried to help the man who may have caused his own death. A tenant refuses to pay the rent. She says her landlord won't fix a potentially dangerous mold issue. She contacts Call 6 Investigates for answers to her dilemma.
Tonight at 7:30 on RTV6. From the station working for you, this is RTV6 News at 7.
Tonight, we know the name of the man killed in this violent crash on I-70 in Wayne County. Police say 30-year-old Daniel Lynn of Colorado was speeding away from a sheriff's deputy who had pulled him over in Henry County, thinking he may have been impaired. During the stop, Lynn sped off in his Cadillac. A few miles later, the car crossed over the barrier cable into the westbound lanes. The Cadillac hit a pickup truck. The husband and wife in that truck were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Another couple who witnessed the crash tried to help Lynn, but he died at the scene.
I did put my hands on his neck, see if I could get a pulse. There was no pulse. I was still screaming at him, you know, hoping that he would wake up.
The crash closed westbound I-70 for more than 2 hours today, and tonight multiple agencies, including state police, are investigating. The recent rains caused a slew of mold-related problems inside homes. The health department says about half of all housing complaints are about mold, which is an uptick from the norm. Sabrina Walker called the health department about mold growing under her sink and in her dishwasher. The health department issued nearly a dozen violations to the property owner, including mold. Sabrina plans to move out anyway because her daughter has breathing problems.
She has asthma, and then I have a 12-year-old son with asthma. And I mean, they have troubles breathing sometimes. Their asthma flares up, so I have to use an inhaler or breathing treatment for them. And it's terrible.
The health department aims to respond to mold complaints within 3 days, and landlords typically have 30 days to address the problem. Sabrina's property manager declined to talk to Call 6 Investigates on camera, but told us they're working to fix all the issues. They're evicting Sabrina for not paying her May rent, which is nearly $1,000 a month. If you see a fight at school, you might ask, where were the adults? Well, in this case, the adults were the ones fighting. The details and one parent's response when we come back.
We'll track rain and the timing of rain. You see some of it lining up over Illinois, but what will the impact be not just for tomorrow, but as we go into Memorial Day weekend? The answer straight ahead.
Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Caught on camera, a violent fight in a middle school classroom near Atlanta, Georgia. But it wasn't students brawling, it was a teacher and a staff member. A student recorded most of the fight on her cell phone. The women are seen throwing punches and pulling hair. Another adult has to get in the middle to break it up. A parent of a student who witnessed the fight wants both women fired. She says they set a horrible example for students.
Letting them know that it's okay to fight if you can deal with a problem. This is how you deal with it. You punch the teacher in the face.
Some students say the school tried to cover up what happened. They say officials went through students' phones and ordered them to delete any evidence. The school district says it's not aware of staff going through any phones. Some workers at a Minnesota consignment store got quite the shock when going through some used children's clothes. As the workers were sorting through the clothes, they found a large Ziploc bag. Inside that bag, about 60 smaller bags of marijuana. Police say it was clearly not someone's private stash. Instead, it was packaged for distribution. Police put pictures on Facebook and Twitter joking that the owner should come to the police station to be reunited with his property. That Facebook post has been shared more than 5,700 times. So far, the owner has not taken police up on its offer. As President Trump wraps up his historic trip to the Middle East, he's also confronting alarming new developments in the Russian probe at home. Sources say President Trump personally asked 2 top intelligence officials to publicly deny any possible evidence of collusion between his campaign and Russia after the FBI investigation became public. One of those officials, Director of National Intelligence and former Indiana Senator Dan Coates, who declined to comment on the matter today. But Coates did say if he is called before an investigative committee, he would provide them with what he knows. And for the first time in front of lawmakers on Capitol Hill, former head of the CIA, John Brennan, says he knew the Trump campaign and Russian representatives were communicating.
I encountered and am aware of information and intelligence that revealed contacts and interactions between Russian officials and U.S. persons involved in the Trump campaign.
But he wouldn't go as far as to say there was collusion. And President Trump continues to deny accusations he shared classified information with Russian officials. Local school districts are keeping a close eye on a proposed $800 billion cut to Medicaid in President Trump's budget outline. Districts like IPS count on federal dollars to help fund many programs, including several for students with special needs. Last year, the district billed close to $1 million, mostly for health-related services like occupational therapy or audiology. Heather Dane's daughter benefits from services at the school.
Our children, they need this extra help, and I realize that that's expensive. But, you know, when you look long term, it really takes away from those long-term costs.